and then hopefully I could get a store. You see, at some point you have to up level, and don't feel bad about where you at. Don't be comparing yourself to other people on Instagram that seem like they making millions of dollars, because you don't know where they had to start from. You just don't know. And so, yeah. And I decided to, and I'm not knocking anybody, because everybody does what's best for them. And we all got to find our way. It's people that I see, once you get into the vending thing, you start to see familiar faces, and you see a bunch of the same people in the same cities. Some of these people have been vending for like 15 years. And I'm like, I decided a long time ago, oh hell nah, I'm not doing this. This is a lot of wear and tear on your body. The travel, getting rained on, putting up tents, lifting stuff, mice jumping out of stuff. Man, the stories I can tell. I'm going to tell them one day. But, man, it's a lot. It is a lot. But if that's where you need to start there. Just for me, it's just a place that I feel like I don't want to stay. I don't want to stay vending like for 10, 15 years. That's too long. Find spaces, and you'll know when it's time to up level. You'll know. It's levels. When they say it's levels to this, it's levels. Like when I had to quit my job, and I feel like I had to quit my job, y'all. I was working for the government. I did 13 years. And people around me saying, oh, why don't you wait 7 more years? I'm like, I cannot stay here 7 more years. This job gonna kill me. Like, killing me softly is how I felt going into work every day. I was getting anxiety. I was working crazy hours. I wasn't resting properly. I was under all these fluorescent lights all the time. And because I worked in the government, you going through that right now? Man, it's something else. Because where I worked in the government, we always had to have a TV on, and it was constantly on, like Fox or CNN. So I'm constantly being fed the news all the time, when I don't even look at that stuff at work. I mean, at home. I try to stay away from it. It's good to be aware, but it's just not good to me and my life. I don't need to hear that all the time. I don't need you trying to program my mind all the time. So that's really limited at my house. So when I get to work, I'm bombarded by this all night. I'm hearing the same stuff all the time. Fox News, CNN. Till it came to a point where I was like, I got to go. Because I really feel like I was killing myself. People getting sick, dying of cancer and all kind of stuff. And I really do feel like people can stress you out with certain jobs and you get sick. And I had listened to something Jewel Pookrum said one time. And she was like, basically, when you're not walking in your purpose and you keep doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, your life is, you get all kind of stuff that happens, like accidents and just things don't be going right. Like you never get ahead, right? And so this is what was happening to me. And I was like, I got to do something. I have to do something. And one day I was off. I have been contemplating this for like 5 years, y'all. Straddling the fence. And I started my business actually, and that's another thing. Like I talk about levels. If you are working and it's something that you love to do it on the side. Do it on the weekends first. That's what I did. So on the weekends, when I didn't have weekends off, I would try to switch with people so I can go to a festival, work an event. It didn't always work out, but most times it did. And then it got to a point where, they were changing our schedule like every 3-4 months, and it was getting harder for me to take off for these events, and I had to make a decision. Okay, what you gonna do, sis? Like, you gonna keep trying to straddle the fence, or you're gonna have to make a decision? Because after listening to Jewel Pookrum, I was like, I know this is not right for me. And me knowing that this is not right for me, this is not me walking in my divine purpose, I'm gonna be miserable. And things will start to happen. Like, I'm like, if I don't quit, they're going to fire me. Because I was doing the bare minimum. I did not want to be there. So one day I was off and I made the decision. I didn't tell nobody because I didn't want people trying to convince me to stay. I didn't want people asking me, are you sure this is what you want to do? Have you thought this out? No, I haven't thought it out. Really. I haven't. And so I don't need you scaring me back into work. So guess what? I'm not telling you because I don't want to hear all that. I don't want y'all to be trying to throw no fake potlucks, acting like you care. I don't want that. I'm just going to bounce. So before I knew I was going to do it, I took all my stuff. Yeah, Jewel Pookrum. Last name Pookrum. She has a lot of videos on YouTube. She is amazing. She's actually, you can find her on Instagram too. Yeah, so I had gathered all my stuff from work when I just knew in my mind I was going to do that thing. And I did. I decided I ain't coming back to work. I didn't give no 2 weeks notice. And I wrote a letter letting them know that I would not be coming back. You're welcome. And that I guess that was my first level. And then it was doing vending full time. And now it's going to turn into something else. So it's levels to it, y'all. And it's not always pretty. But it's some things that I could share with y'all if there's something that you're thinking about. It's a lot of mistakes that I made. It's a lot of stuff that I've had to learn on the way that I know better now. You feel free to ask me. But I tell you one thing, as hard as it is sometimes, I don't regret my decision. I would do it all over again. To have my freedom. To not have to ask somebody if I could go somewhere means a lot to me. But also on the flip side of that, you got to get your ass up and work. If you don't work, you don't eat. You know, people like, oh, you be traveling. Yeah, I do be traveling. And when I travel, I try to make it fun. Yes, I do. But at the end of the day, if I don't get up and go somewhere and sell some stuff, I can't pay my bills. I can't run my business. So I do that because I have to. And you have to get to the point, if that's what you want to do, you have to have stuff lined up. You know, you can't go periods without not doing nothing, because that's when stuff gets backed up, and that's when you start getting stressed out, and that's when you start to doubt yourself, and then you want to go back to work. So there's certain things that I will share with you to help you do better, because I just don't feel like we all have to go through the same mistakes. You can learn from other people that have actually been through things. You don't always have to go through the pain of certain things. You can learn from people who've been through it. If they're honest, they're gonna help you, you know. And me helping and that person helping you, they actually helping themselves. It's a cycle, you know. So trying to keep information to yourself, hoarding, you know, trying to be competitive. Nobody got your juice. Nobody can do what you do like you do it. So don't worry about that, y'all. And it could be a million people doing the same thing, but nobody gonna have your flavor. Remember that. So I know I got off task and it's getting dark, but I just wanted to share that, you know, about people stealing our culture and taking it and using it to their benefit and still treating us like stepchildren. So I'm saying, let's demand our shit. Yeah, let's get out there and do things to where we can help our communities. You know what I'm saying? And we fight and then we stand up for stuff. And we're not just taking stuff like, oh, you know, that's normal. You know, we get desensitized by the stuff we see because we see it happening all the time. It's not okay. It's not okay to see our babies being killed by the police, our men being killed by the police, our women being attacked, black women being attacked and killed. That is not normal at all. Can you please share more about this experience soon? Which experience, Christina? Which experience? The work, my work. Yeah, I would definitely. I'm trying to get back on start my lives again, but sometimes I just be like, I don't know what to say. But I do have a lot to say. I do. I just don't be wanting to be one of those people that get on live and just be leaving corporate. Just be getting on talk about nothing. Y'all ever see a person just get on live and they really don't be talking about nothing? I don't want to be one of them people. Like, I really want to share something, and I want to have an exchange, and I want it to benefit us. I don't want to be seen like that. Like, I'm actually an introverted person. You probably would never know that, but I would rather be in the background somewhere, never being seen. But I realized that's another thing. When you have your business, people want to see you. People want to know who you are. So you have to get out of that shell. You can't be hiding, because people are bold, especially our people. I had somebody ask me one time, I think it was a sister. She asked me if I was married to a white man. I was like, wow, that's interesting. No, I've never even dated a white man, but I feel like that is interesting, because she basically was telling me, hey, look here, if you're married to a white man, I'm not supporting you. So people want to know who you are. They do. People want to know who you are, and they want to know that what you're doing lines up with really who you are. And you can't be mad at them for that, because so many people today stealing our stuff. Even down to the stuff that I do, t-shirts. It's companies that are not even black, somewhere in China. They have learned what we love, and they create it. They copy our stuff, they recreate it, and we just be so, we don't investigate who this company is, but we will willingly give them our money. And we're being pimped in that way. People that come and they steal our culture for their pockets only. They don't never give anything back to the culture, but they gonna take from it. I got an issue with that. I have a really big issue with that, and all this stuff happening with like Asians and the nail salons. I can't tell you the last time I went to the nail salon, and when I do, I go out my way to find a black owned one, or I do them myself. I'm not giving you my money, and you feel like you could just treat us any kind of way. You could talk your language. I don't know what you're saying. You could be insulting me. That's rude. I feel like that's rude. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, culture vultures. They steal our culture. They steal the stuff that we love, and they don't give anything back to the culture. They don't even treat us like we matter. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. And I want us to start standing up for ourselves and not allowing people to just come in and do that, because we contribute too much to the society to be treated like crap. Oh yes, so I will share some more about leaving corporate. I will. And that's it. That's all I gotta say. It's getting dark, and I gotta go in, get some rest. I was out. Y'all see I voted. I had like 10 minutes left. I was like, you know what? Oh, I had my nephew, because I hadn't seen him in a while. We sitting there, we eating, and I was like, I saw something that reminded me it was voting today. I was like, oh, okay, nephew, I gotta take you home. Auntie gotta go vote before 7. And I did that, and I feel good about myself today. I'll see y'all later. Peace.